Hey guys, Jeff Ryan here. Got some cool projects coming up this weekend. First off, I know I teased it last weekend, but that black handled screwdriver, we're gonna get into that. I know it looks like a screwdriver, but it's a tool for slot cars. It's a tool for slot cars. We're also gonna get into the surfboards here, the little tab on the bottom. My guys, Chris and Cindy, make these awesome surfboards for the El Caminos. I have here a white Shark that doesn't have any factory accents, doesn't have any bumpers. It does have the windshield. It does have the windshield. And here, look at this. Look at the front and back screw post. I tell you what, if we don't fix that and we try to put a screw in that back screw post, I don't think it'd hold very good. So we're gonna mend those properly. Okay, here we go. This tool, when I first got it, the handle was fluorescent orange, and it was like the brightest thing on my bench here. And what was funny is I bring my wife out of the door and I said, don't look. I'm guiding her over here. And I said, when you open your eyes, tell me the first thing that you see. And she saw this just glowing on the bench. And it was like, I don't want to say an eyesore, but I thought at that time, I need to paint it black. So this looks like a screwdriver, doesn't it? But look at this. Look at this little slit. I'm trying to get it in focus here. See that little slit there? This is for the shoes on the bottom of the chassis. Now, I was looking at the cars a bit ago. I was going through them, and I found one here. The Jag, and here's what it does. You see the black wear there and the wear that's on the back of the shoe there? That means that the shoe isn't properly setting on the rails. Just the back of the shoe is, on both of them. So when you take this shoe adjuster, you can literally bend the shoe without taking it off the car. So just that alone is a time saver. Now, knowing that the shoes should, set flat on the rail instead of just the back part of it, what this does, and here's the caution, you got to put your finger down to where you're just not bending this, up. But you put it right there, it grabs the shoe, put your thumb right behind it, then you can bend it the way you want without taking it off. Again, what a time saver. So I'm gonna do it to both of them and then check it to see if what I did was right, because if it's just hitting back here, I've gotta bend it just a little bit up here. And the opposite is true, is if it was up, the wear mark was up here, you would have to bend it the other way. So this is a great little tool to get the shoes to set flat on the rails. Now, right now, I've just got done tweaking them both. Let's see if we can notice anything, if there's any new grooves, come on the shoes after we do a lap or two. Because if there's like a groove on the top of the shoe, then we know we did it good. So let's go ahead and give it a couple laps and see what we get. Boy, I like the candies. I really do. And as far as the vets and the Jaguars, those are two of my favorite right there. All right, now let's check out, see what we got. Okay. Yeah, okay, good. You see on the right side there, I can see it. It's hitting more the bottom there. I don't see much on the left one. Yes, I do. I see just a little bit. Yep, right there. Okay, good. So that's an easy way to fix the shoes to make sure that they're sitting on the rails properly is with that little tool. Now, also having a spare piece of track, you can visually inspect to see, I'm trying to get some light on it, to see how well the shoes are doing. You can see if they're flat or if they're raised up in the back or not. Just having a spare piece of track helps do that. All right, good. So as far as that tool, the shoe adjuster, I think I'd call it, it works great. It's a time saver. If you want something like that to help you save time to get the shoes adjusted to where they should be properly on the rails, I'm giving it a thumbs up, guys. It's absolutely a wonderful little tool there. And what I'll do next is I'll go through and I'll see which ones need that. It'll be, just like a fun couple hours or whatever it is, trying to get my shoes to where they need to be. All right, now I know I've got some, I'm gonna take care of the Mako Shark next. I know I've got a good front bumper. I'll have to check my stock. probably a back bumper. I don't know. Let me just check, see what I got. But the windshield's good. Windshield's good, but so we need front and back bumper. Tell you what, I think I'm getting ahead of the game. I forgot to wash and clean this. I'm going to take it to the sink and get it cleaned out, and probably maybe a little VRP on it, make sure that it looks real good. The front bumper there, that's brand new. That's from Rather Boring on eBay. He makes a ton of reproduction slot car parts for us. The back bumper is an old one that I had. I kind of want to strip it, but it doesn't look too bad. It really does not look too bad. So let me go ahead and get that going. Coming back from the sink, it's soaking wet. I'm going to shirt dry it. And I've said this before, but when I clean these, I just use a very soft toothbrush and whatever, like palm olive or type of soap, the liquid soap that my wife has, and it comes out real good. Let me dry it off and we'll go from there. All right, came out pretty good, right? I don't need, I'm not going to VRP or anything. It looks good. It looks real good. And one thing, this is not a speed line because it's got the normal size wheel wells, the smaller wheel wells, and both the front and back screw posts are the right length as far as being a T-jet body. When you get into, which one is it? The turquoise one or the blue one, you'll find that the back screw post is jacked up quite a bit. The front screw post, they're not the same as a T-jet body when they start doing the speed line stuff. So what I want to do next is I want to go ahead and dry fit these, see how they fit. I always want to dry fit stuff before I glue, right? Okay, back one fits. If I turn it over, it's gonna fall out. Front one, you just slide it in there. And again, that's from Rather Boring. Look at that thing. That is absolute. Yeah, there's the back one fell out already. But look at that thing as far as the front one. Fits perfectly, looks great. All right, I just scrounged up a chassis for the Mako Shark here while everything's drying. And when you test the chassis, I put it to the transformer and it runs good. We might have to do some oil, some minor cleaning, but I always do this because it doesn't sound like it's running that good. I'm putting a little extra pressure on the brush spring. Wait a second, here we go. I'm trying to keep it steady here. Okay, there we go. You hear how just that little bit of pressure increases the speed there? So we're gonna have to take this apart and adjust that to where the brush is hitting the bottom of the comm plate a whole lot better. Okay, we're just tearing apart the chassis, just looking at everything. The front brush spring has just a bit of a funky bend to it, so I'm gonna kind of refresh those and clean everything there with the wire brush. And what do we have? We have the green armature there. I'm going to clean that up as well as the shoes, and then I'll make sure that the brushes are good and clean, and we should be good to go. All right, everything is cleaned up real good, and I'm starting to oil as I go. I've got the reassembly. I'm going to start the reassembly here right now. All right, guys, let me finish here. I'm doing the last little bit of the reassembly here. Let me get the engine clamp going on here. And then we're going to test it. We're going to test it we're going to test it the same way we did before. Got the transformer on. Here we go. See what we get. Okay, here's the first brush spring. Nothing. That's just mild pressure. And yeah, boy, nothing there. Nothing there. Very good. So what I do is, when it was apart, is I just press this little screwdriver down on that brush spring to increase the tension there. So we got it. And boy, look at what the Dremel did there with the wire brush. Everything just looks fantastic. The body is now on the chassis. Let me go ahead and take a look at this thing. I'm digging it, guys. I am digging it. We gotta put it on the track. There's nothing else we do. Gotta put it on track. There we go. Okay, good. Runs smooth, looks good, looks good. I can hardly contain myself. I have got to put it on the bigger track. We need to open this thing up, see how we do. Get it over here and hit the juice. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That is doing it. Man, that is 100% better, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that. All the way around. That is top notch now. Very good. I tell you what, I don't know how many in between takes, laps I've done with this. I am just flabbergasted. That chassis is so good, it's so smooth, and it looks really, 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 really good with that Mako on there. I am pleased. I am very pleased with that. Fantastic. All right, now on to the screw post repair. I know the whole video, right, is a screw post repair. We're just now getting to it. So I do have some Lumelite over here that came in, a fresh batch. I've got some that it's a two-part, and it just makes like the plastic resin is what it does. You mix equal amounts here. They give you some cups, some stir sticks or popsicle sticks, and you mix equal amounts. And what I do is I'll just squirt some down in the hole there, and in about 3 to 5 minutes, you have hard plastic. Now, one thing I'm considering, you see how big that hole is in the back there? I'm considering wrapping some tape around there so when the Lumelite doesn't come flooding out, you know what I mean? So it'll stay in there. Then after it hardens, we'll have to re-tap the screw post, and we'll be able to get the screw in at that time. All right, let's jump on it. Now here's my setup for the Lumelite. I've got a couple of paper towels over there. When you open this stuff, before you put the lid on, wipe the rim of it off with that. Believe me, it'll help you. It'll help you. Now I stand corrected, guys. I was looking at the instruction just a bit ago. It's got a 2-minute work time, but as far as a demold time before you can sand it or paint it, they say 30 minutes. So I've used some stuff that kind of sets quicker than this, but this is fine. This is absolutely wonderful. So I will mix 2 parts equally, probably about like 5 grams each. Mix it up. Then with the pipette here that has the very, very, very thin tip to it, I'll stick it down in the hole of the screw post there. You see how I've got the tape around there? I don't want the Lumelite to come flooding out that crack. So I put some tape around there to prevent that. Pour down equal parts of each. I'm going to put them both at the same time in the cup there. Then instead of stirring with the popsicle sticks that they gave you, and they suggest, you know, you use that, you scrape against the side, I'm going to use something round. I'm going to use this end of the pipette. So when it's all mixed, then I'll use the pipette that has the very, very thin end to put. I know this is overkill, but we just need a couple drops. That's all we need. All right, let me get it mixed up. Did have a bit of a mishap. I dropped this and it hit the floor there. That was my fault, but there was still enough in the little cup there for me to get the pipette in, and I just put it into the screw post there. So we just gotta wait, and boy, glad I was able to salvage that. With a work time of 2 minutes, it was probably about 1:15 after I got the whole thing looking at. You see how it's like one solid color? It's not clear and brown, it's one solid color. After I got it that color, I put it on the edge, thought I was gonna put it on the edge here, slipped and hit the floor there. So I'm gonna wait till that dries before I try to clean that up. Wow, too funny. So let's just wait. Okay, it has not been 30 minutes yet, but you see how opaque that is? They claim it's, I think this is their tan. To me, it's like a cream color, but they're calling it tan. And I told you I had a mishap. It's starting to dry on the floor real good too. So I've got a few more minutes. And what's interesting is you see how the glob on the left there compared to the glob on the right, it's drying. It's drying like right before my eyes. So as soon as it's dry here in a few more minutes, I'm going to take the paint scraper and just get it off there and then get it off the floor as well. Because this stuff, again, when it dries, it's hard plastic, guys. All right, very good. It's been 30 minutes. I got my bench cleaned up. Again, I just used that paint scraper there, and I got it up off the floor there. You can kind of still see where it was. Too funny. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to get the tape off there. Then we're going to go ahead and re-drill the screw post. All right, now I got the tape off the screw post, and you see how there's like a little bit of excess, a little bit of flashing there, a little bit of a lip there on both of the front and the back screw post. Big deal, that's fine. That should come right off. And then again, we're gonna have to drill it out because that is like hard plastic now. So that's the next step. We're gonna get that lip off, then we're gonna go ahead and drill them out. All right, now the flashing that was around the screw post there, I just literally, with my thumbnail, I just scraped it off, come right off. Now I've got a bit here and I'm not sure, that's why I got my calipers out. I'm not, well, you gotta turn them on before they work. There you go. I think it's around 4 0.5 or 5. It's somewhere around there. And I'm going to go at the base of it here, and we'll see what we get. It doesn't. Okay, what do we got? 4.9, 4.8 millimeters there about. That's what I use as far as drilling out the screw post after I've done the Alumilite. It makes a nice hole, and it still gives plenty of room for the screw to have threads. So what do we get? 4.9, 5, you know, somewhere around there. That's gonna do fine. So let me do this. And boy, this is hard. This stuff it's like plastic. When you get into it, it is very hard. I was just cracking up a little bit ago. Look at the little curly keys that come out of there. I start with the front screw post and all that stuff that's coming out of there. I tell you what, when we get this done and it's going to be hollowed out, and we put that screw in, it's going to have like excellent integrity. It's going to be great. We've got the screws in. I just dropped it in. They're finger tight right now. Now what I do is I go as much as I can, then I back it out, much as I can, then I back it out. I do it with both of them until I get the desired height there for the guide pin and the chassis, and the chassis in the back one. So it takes a few minutes. Don't rush. Do not rush. Just chill and just take a bit and you'll get it done. Just been working it, and the screwdriver that I prefer to use is one that has that little spinny thing in the back there, because when you're working it down and then you got to twist and you're working it down, you can do it with a, you know, the standard. You can, sure you can, but it seems like if you can twist it and you have that part in your hand, you go a little bit more, back it out a little bit more, it seems to work better. So keep that in mind. Just one of the screwdrivers that has that little, I don't know, swirly thing in the back there. So I think I've got them down far enough. Let me go and grab a chassis. We'll see. All right, very good. I just grabbed a chassis and I wanted to see if it would set the way it should properly, and it does. So the screw posts are threaded as much as I'm going to do them right now because it's sitting right where it was. The chassis, kind of interesting. It's stressed out like a standard T-Jet chassis, but when you look at it and armature and everything, and especially the crown gear back there, it's more like a tough ones. So that might be too fast for my taste. We'll see here. I've got to dry fit the front and back bumpers. Once again, guys, I keep going back to rather boring on eBay, but he provides us these great replacement parts for the old slot cars. So let me dry fit those and see what we get. Boy, the front and back bumper both just fit like a charm. If I turn this one over, it'll definitely fall out, but the way it fits, the back one and the front one, again, absolutely perfect. I've got the front and back bumper. Look at it. That looks good. Glued in place here. It is track time, guys. I hope it's not going to be too fast. I think it's going to be too fast. We'll see what we get. Yeah, boy, it right away, it handles like I'm thinking here. Wide open, it's got a lot of juice. I like them to run medium, but look at that. That just kind of screams. I got to give this one a bigger track. That's how the tough ones were. The armature was hot wound. They had magnets in there that were a little bit stronger and stuff, and the what was it, nickel plating on the bottom there. So they did a lot of things, and plus the crown gear, like we're talking about, they did a lot of things to make that top end really, really, really fast. I'm kind of still liking the standard T-Jet chassis, but that came out pretty good, didn't it? I like that. Yeah, you try to get it to go slow, but that's not the easiest thing in the world. But it is easy to open it up a little bit. Very good. All right, boy, I had a blast restoring the screw post on the Galaxy there. It just came out wonderful. Don't know if I'm going to keep the chassis. I am just not a fan of the speed of the tough ones there. Once again, guys, I had a bunch of crazy ideas what to do with the truck, but here's the caveat. If you give me a crazy idea, be prepared for me to ask you for your address, because you'll be the one that's doing it. I'll send it to you. It's on me. So again, once again, had a blast doing the Mako Shark plus the screw posts here. So they just come out wonderful when you put the Alumilite in there. Just a couple drops, it comes out really, really, really good. All right, guys, I had fun this weekend. Let me know if you need anything. See ya.